Hi, this is Jim Zimmerman. This is session one of number one of a session with a new client named Susan Smith. Give you a little background about Susan. Susan is married. She's 38 years old. She has two children. She has been married for 22 years. She's been married for 22 years, happily married. Um, we have some issues that we're dealing with that began in the past when she first got married. And what we're going to do, we're going to start from there and kind of work our way up to get an idea of what some of the issues that we have and what we can do to help Susan. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Is it all right that we record the sessions? I like to record the sessions so I can go back and do some personal writings and some comments on myself. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Excellent. Susan, we were talking briefly. Tell me about your problem. Tell me about the issue that you're dealing with.
Well, ever since my husband and I got married, we've always been going through. Everyone's been going through a rough start. We just started off that way, and so I just felt like the need to provide my family was even more. So I started stealing.
Okay, you started stealing. Tell me about some of the things that you were stealing or shoplifting.
Shoplifting, yes.
Okay.
At first it was just simple things just to get us by, a loaf of bread or just something extra, bottles of water. And we seemed to be doing better. A year went by, we were getting on our feet, my husband was doing better at his job, but the urge didn't really go away. I would see something.
The urge to take something.
Yes, I would see something just in a store and want it. I had to have it. I had to take that. Just the thought of not having it made me feel like I was worthless and I had to take it.
That's good. That's good. So, let me ask you a question. Right when you got the thought or the urge to take something, to shoplift, what are you thinking? What's going through your mind?
That one item or more, and just that. I start to get this adrenaline rush, and I just feel like, oh, this is mine. I'm gonna look so good in it, or I'm gonna love having this around, and I need it. My heart's just pumping, and I'm excited. I get excited.
The excited feeling you have, is that something that continues after you shoplift, or tell me what happens after you take the item? What normally do you do after you take the item?
Well, I've been doing this for pretty much 22 years. All the years we've been married, and I've never been caught, and so the thrill just keeps building and building. And like after I get out and after I shoplifted, I get out the store and I get my car, and I'm just like, I'm so happy that I had this new item and I didn't have to pay for it. Just it's mine. It's my prize.
Now, one of the things that you're telling me is it's an adrenaline rush. It's exciting. It's from what you're telling me, it's the thought of not getting caught.
Yes.
Okay. And one of your concerns is that you told me is that if you continue this, you're going to want bigger, more expensive items, and that you're worried that if you get caught, what's going to happen?
I'm afraid if I keep going on this wrong path that I'm going on, that eventually I could end up going to jail and losing my kids and losing my family.
Right.
I can't do that.
Right. So your family's important to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. What about your reputation? What would happen to your family if it became known out there in the community that you were a shoplifter?
I would be devastated, and I wouldn't want to let my kids go through that. I wouldn't let my husband lose his job if he found that out. And you know, I just can't let my kids growing up knowing that I'm a thief.
So let me just play back what you said. You've been doing this for quite some time. You have never been caught. It's an adrenaline rush to take something that doesn't belong to you and not pay for it. You're worried that the problem could get out of hand and you start for bigger ticket items, and that if you get caught, it could ruin your family, it could ruin your life. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, don't feel bad. Okay, you're not the first person that has had this problem. Okay, it's a very common thing for people to go through. All right. The other thing is, it's going to take a lot of work for you to do this. What I want to do, which is part of the therapy that I think that the avenue that we're going to go through, it's going to be called person-centered therapy. And basically what I want you to do is I'm going to do with you is be honest with my feelings. If you tell me something and my gut tells me something, I'm going to tell you whether you want to hear it or not. Okay? Good, bad, indifferent, it's going to be honest. And I want you to be honest with me because I feel that's the only way the therapy is going to work. Okay?
Okay.
What I'd like to do, I would like to find something in your life, or maybe something that's not in your life yet, that we can replace that adrenaline rush, that overexcitement, that when your endorphins kick in and you're just, oh, I've got to have it, I've got to have it. I'd like to find something that would curb your urge to do that. Now, I'm not going to know everything, so I'm going to need your input on this, okay? Now, it may sound silly. Maybe we'll find something with food to curb your urge, okay? Instead of going, oh, I really want to steal that purse, it'd be like, oh, I really want a piece of cheesecake. You know? Maybe I want a piece of cheesecake, or maybe I want a hamburger. And then we get to the point where you're self-controlling the urge. Now, I know you've been doing this for 2 decades, and I know it's going to be hard to do. But time, effort, I'm going to give my 100%. I want you to give your 100%. I want us to work through this. I want this to be a better situation for you. The main thing is, I want you to stop shoplifting, because you're absolutely right. If you get caught doing these items and continuously do these things, it will ruin your life. You will lose your kids. You will lose your family. You will have a bad reputation. No one wants that, especially me, because I truly feel that we can work through this problem. We can find alternate situations and items for you to feel good about yourself, to replace that feeling that you have. So, the biggest thing for us to do now is to go forward. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm going to trust you to be honest. And then together we'll work through this problem, and I think we'll get everything solved for you.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Good job.